right, hello there, welcome back to another wee bit different video. Today's video, we have something to talk about, the Orlando Magic. Now, if you are just a fan on the outside looking in, you have no idea how they've been doing lately, or just this season in general, and then you pull up the standings and you see 39, 35, 8th seed, and you're thinking, that's not too bad. It could be worse, right? Magic fans would have to entirely disagree with you. There's a lot of reasons why, but ultimately, let's go to the Orlando Magic subreddit where all their fans are. And if we just scroll through, right? Just gonna scroll through for a minute or two, and we're gonna look at the post. It is crazy. Granted, if you didn't tune in yesterday, the Orlando Magic versus the Raptors. The Raptors went on a 31-0 run, the largest in NBA history, which is just insane. And we'll talk about that a little bit as well. But let's talk about it. First post, Franz Wagner update. And then it's a picture of Jamal Mosley talking about him. If you go to the comments, which just to show you guys an example, I will. Yeah, I don't want to hear from Mosley ever again. Every day he isn't fired is a travesty. The only update I want is Mosley has been fired. He's not coming back this season. There's no reason for him to. Our coach's ass, and the team has already mailed it in. So as you can already tell, not good. Post today, if we don't get this notification today, this franchise is the ultimate joke. And then the notification is Sham saying that the coach from Memphis Grizzlies last year has been fired. Basically saying he wants Jamal Mosley fired as well, which seemingly isn't happening based off the time we're at 12:06. See y'all next year. Thank you, Magic fans. And again, the season's not over. They're going to be in the postseason. Whether that's the actual playoffs or just the play-ins, we have yet to see, but send a message, fire Mose immediately. You guys get where I'm going with this. Weltman witness this disaster. I believe that's the GM. I don't think I need to continue to go through the comments. You guys kind of get the gist. Like, everything is in shambles right now. So what's going on with the Magic roster? I think that's the thing that you guys probably want to know more than just the misery of the fan base. I'd assume. Maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know. But let's talk about what's going wrong. First things first, we look at the roster. You know, there are some talent here. Paolo, Franz, Desmond, Jalen, Anthony Black, Tristan da Silva. Moritz has been coming back from injury and injured still. Wendell, Goga, Javon, Jonathan, and so on and on. Just a lot of names. But I think the name that probably matters the most in all of this is Paolo. If you look at the season he's having, it hasn't been bad per se, but 22.6 points per game, 8.3 rebounds per game, 5.1 assists per game. What's been rough for Paolo is he's the number one pick, you know, when they got him. And he just really hasn't lived up to the expectations of carrying a franchise, of being the centerpiece. You could make an argument, and a very valid argument, that Franz is better than Paolo. I think Paolo's issues, and if you look at his stats, 21.3, 5.8, 3.6, I think the biggest issue for Paolo is just he's so one-dimensional. Teams know what to expect. He's just going to attack and drive on the basket. And credit to Paolo, he's trying to shoot more threes, but he's just not. He's not a good three-point shooter. And 31% from three, which is, yeah, it's expected. He's not a good three-point shooter. So your best player, or the guy who should be your best player, super one-dimensional, and misses 10 games on the season, and turnover prone in the worst times. But all in all, his performances, he could be playing phenomenal against teams who don't cover the paint well, 40 points, you know, in a game like that. Or he could be dreadful with 15, 18, you know, with turnovers in a game where teams are really good at covering the paint and he's just not able to knock down a three. Which again, he's 31%. So most of the time you're not really getting that 3-point, you know, success. So, okay, Paolo Banchero he's not doing bad, right? It's just the expectations are he's the best player. So you kind of have to understand the weight that puts on him, but also just on fans of wanting more. Franz Wagner, he's only played 28 games this season. Franz is definitely really good. If you didn't see him in the Eurobasket, surely you've seen him in the past. Maybe you haven't at all. Desmond Bane, they spent 4 picks on. He just starts super slow. And when he gets things going, things have been better. Back to 20 points per game, 4.2 rebounds, 4.2 assists, right? So you have this sort of mid three And these players are not mid by any means. I'm not saying any of these guys are mid. But when you have your 3 best players, this is not big, right? This is not a Luka, AR, LeBron situation. This is not a... I'm trying to think of another 3. Chet, J-Dub, Shea situation. This is more mid in terms of 3 top players. Now, even if you want to go just duos, Franz and Paolo, it's not a high-level duo. This is not a Luka, AR, Luka, LeBron. This is not a Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic. It's just... yeah. And then, you surround them by pretty solid role players. But here's the problem. Jalen Suggs has been injured a lot. I mean, not even just this year, but in his career, he's just missed so many games. Anthony Black, who kind of having a breakout season, been really, really impressive. Really good defender. Someone who's been picking it up on the scoring department. 15.3 points per game. He's been injured. Yeah, I think he's missed like the past 10 to 12, maybe more games. But he's been pivotal in terms of having that centerpiece role player or starter. He's a starter. He didn't start the season out that way, but he's been a big focal point for this roster, and he's been out. Tristan da Silva is a pretty solid role player, but he's not someone who is going to fix everything. And then you add on top of the fact that the coaching department isn't where it needs to be. It's been a disaster. The reason why I say disaster, and then you look at teams like, in the lottery, as opposed to the Magic, who are going to be in the postseason. The reason why I say disaster is just because of the expectations, right? Talent is not lacking on this team. Like, there are several players who are like, oh yeah, this guy, he's a hooper. I mean, Paolo is still a good player. It's just, I don't think he could be a best player on this team. I think that's just the reality of it. Real quick, what am I pulling up? This is what I'm pulling up. Okay, so let's go to the team stats of the Magic as well. And we'll go over that. If you look at their pace, they play one of the slowest styles of basketball. Field goal percentage is 28th, which is 3rd worst in the league. 3-point field goals, they take a lot of 3-point field goals, and they're tied for 8th, which is a massive step in the right direction. If you talk about last year's failures, this was it. It was not being able to make a goddamn 3. This year, they're actually shooting more 3s. They're making significantly more 3s. 27th. 27th in assist, too reliant on isolation scoring. This team is undoubtedly better with Franz Wagner and Anthony Black healthy, and I don't think you're getting these same results. However, without him, for this to be happening, largest loss in franchise history. If that doesn't end the Mosley coaching era, literally nothing will. So, yeah, they tied 1 record and they broke 2 records. So, most turnovers in a quarter, 12, which they tied. 31-0 run, which they broke the record in the whole NBA, and then the largest loss in franchise history. Just a disastrous night. Do you care about the Magic more than the players indicated tonight that they care about the Magic? Let that guide how you react going forward. We had the 5th best odds to win the championship 9 months ago. Now we're staring down a 9th place conference finish. You gotta fire the coach at the very least. For some reason, I'm worried that the front office won't even manage to do that. They haven't yet. I think it's all said and done by the end of the season, no matter how they do, unless they make some sort of insane run, right? But the writing is definitely on the wall. We could watch this stretch of basketball and just see the turnovers. It's disgusting. To be honest with you, it's gross. I mean, there's too many turnovers here. I mean, you got Goga getting the ball up, passing it, turnover, and you could see why the pace is a bit slower. You got Paolo at the helm, kind of just trying to size up Jakob Poeltl, which, this happens every now and then, but he's going to do what he always tries to do, which is attack the basket. That's, the biggest focal point of his game. Attacks, get stripped. Literally, this is the next possession. That's a 2nd turnover. And this is where the run starts. So this is where it all starts falling apart. I'm not going to show this whole 31-0 run, but I think, yeah, you guys know what I think. I think everyone knows what Magic fans think. It's just damning. I don't know how you can come back from this in terms of it being the same season and try to make a playoff run. Granted, this team is significantly better with Franz and Anthony Black. I'm not going to pretend like those two wouldn't change some things. They would. And ultimately, Jamal Mosley when he's fighting for another job, he's going to say, hey, man, I didn't have arguably my best player and another pivotal piece to this roster, which is Anthony Black. But yeah, we're watching this and it's just, well, yeah. Anyways, I greatly appreciate you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think. How do you feel about the Orlando Magic? Did you even know about their struggles if you just weren't paying attention to them? Which understandably so. Typically, most people aren't going to just say, hey, what's the 8th seed in the East doing? So I get it. But anyway, greatly appreciate you guys for watching. If you would like, subscribe, it goes along with the channel. This is All We've Been Different. All We've Been Different. And we out.